Hello everyone and welcome to Mortal Kombat. It was initially released in 1992 for the arcade, Genesis, SNES, Game Gear, Game Boy, Master System, PC, a whole bunch of systems. And I enjoyed this game back in the day. I had it on the Sega Genesis, and I played it a lot with friends and family and that sort of stuff. And I believe it was too hard for me to actually complete. I was not actually able to fully complete the game. Oh gosh, look at this. Look at this absolute beast here. Let's go ahead and read about him. Goro lives. A 2,000-year-old half-human dragon, Goro remains undefeated for the past 500 years. He won the title of Grand Champion by defeating King Lao, a Shaolin fighter monk. It was during this period that the tournament fell into Shang Tsung's hands and was corrupted. Yeah, we will learn a little bit more about the story in just a moment. But this is not just the Sega Genesis version. No, this is a special mod called the Arcade Edition Enhanced, which basically adds like arcade graphics to it. It has new animations, it has new sound samples, it has it's able to save your winning streak, it has improved gameplay timing, and a whole bunch of other improvements and fixes and everything, which is really amazing. Now, why don't we go ahead and learn about the amazing story for this game? Okay. The Shaolin Tournament for Martial Artists. For ages, it was a competition of honor and glory. Noble warriors from around the globe were invited to take part, each seeking to win the title of Grand Champion. But that was a long time ago, before the tournament was corrupted by the evil demon Shang Tsung, a warrior who took not only the lives of his opponents, but their very souls. With the aid of his pupil Goro, a hideous half-human dragon, Tsung began a domination of the contest which has lasted for centuries. Today, 500 years later, the contest begins anew as warriors once again gather to partake in Mortal Kombat. Okay, so we have our main story here now. Yeah, this is the menu here for the Arcade Enhanced Edition here. We have some of the text is cut off there, but I guess it's fine. We can increase our continues. 3 looks like it is the minimum we can go to. We can increase very hard. I'm just going to keep it on medium, and hopefully things are okay. Because I remember this being an extremely hard game, so I really hope that I can get through it. We can listen to music. The music in this game, absolutely incredible. Absolutely amazing. Which is why I'm playing this version as opposed to like the arcade version.
Get over here!
I mean...
Get over here!
Get over here! Alright. Anyway, let's go ahead and view the dip switches. This is for arcade machines. We have special access to it now. Right here, we can choose our fighter, and it changes the panel that's scrolling there. There's not too many characters in this game. It's relatively a small roster of characters. We will be doing a separate, as I usually do with fighting games, we're going to do a separate video for each individual character. So we will be doing that. This is the plan-based sequence. So when you begin the fight for the tournament, it'll just randomly choose 1, 2, 3, or 4 for the actual sequence, or you can just manually choose like who you'll be fighting in what order. The next thing here is the Might Challenge. So as we progress the tournament, there will be various, I guess you can kind of call them mini games, kind of, where you have to mash buttons, and then you press another button to hit a piece of wood, stone, steel, ruby, or diamond. And you basically have to mash those buttons until a meter raises, which we will see. And this just increases our chop strength. So, yes, very nice. And then we can go to a bio screen for each individual character. We basically just change it up here, and then we can go to like the bio screen, the ending screen, ending 1 and 2, the battle plan, the versus screen, and then the test your might screen. And then here's the other various dip switches here that I will be turning on or off depending on, you know, what we'll actually be doing. For the most part, probably going to keep most of these off unless, you know, well, we'll actually say. So the first switch here is 2-player danger. Basically, one hit will kill your opponent. This one here, 1 hit will kill you. This particular one here, shadows. So this is not exactly what you may think it actually means. It basically, there's a certain stage called the pit, and there will be a shadow that flies across the moon. Okay, and you need to be able to see that in order to unlock something special or to witness a certain special battle. So I will be turning that on and keeping that on. We will see that for our first battle. Music order, Genesis or arcade. I don't know if it necessarily matters, but I guess I'll just, you know, alternate maybe. Have a few Genesis, have a few arcade. It doesn't change the music, it just changes, I guess, the order by which the music plays. Reptile tips. So this is something else. This is another, it's like a secret hidden character in this game that he will give you more tips on how to find him. We will be checking that out, absolutely. So I will have that on. Free play, this basically just gives you infinite continues. It really doesn't matter because I can just do save states. It honestly really doesn't matter when it comes to continues. CPU fatal. So this is basically fatalities in this game. If you've defeated your opponent twice or the enemy defeats you twice, you can do a fatality on them. And this makes it so the CPU always does a fatality. I will be keeping that on, which is going to be absolutely amazing. Fixed background. This basically means that you just fight at the palace gates the entire time, it looks like. So yeah, you just fight in the same location. I don't want that on. And then violence on or off. See how it turns right up there? Very, very nice. So by default, I think in the Sega Genesis version or some of the other versions, violence was a cheat code you had to enable and then turn it on. This one, on by default. And then cheat, I guess it just alternates this. So yes, this will basically be the settings that we'll probably play with. It doesn't matter about the free play. I will only keep reptile tips on for the very first character that we play as, and then we can also choose our battleground. We can go to any of the pit bottom. Yeah, we can go to any of the battlegrounds that we so desire. So with that, with our introduction, there's no way to practice. There's not different costumes or anything. Here's our characters. 7 characters total. It's not too many, and I would probably normally go it in order that they appear here, but I'm going to do it in the order that they appear in the manual. So our first character will be this character right here, Liu Kang. I did not want to select you, but there's our battle plan and everything. But yes, that will be next time. Blocking will get you nowhere. That'll be next time. When we actually be again. I did not mean to actually do this. There we go. He can just block. I'll say next time on Mortal Kombat when we actually play as him. Not right now, though.